Namaskar, my name is Gaurish Burkar, and in this series we are learning Brihad Jataka and its commentary or commentaries. So, Dashadhyaya is the main commentary, and we are also referring other commentaries on Brihad Jataka. And today we are going to study the 14th stanza of Brihad Jataka. Let's see what the stanza is, its meaning, and then we will continue to learn about the what the commentators say about this particular stanza. So the stanza is like this: वर्गोत्तमाश्चरग्रहादिषु पूर्वमध्य पर्यन्ततः शुभफला नवभागसंज्ञाः सिंहो वृषः प्रथमषष्ठः हयांगतौली कुम्भास्त्रिकोणभवनानि भवन्ति सूर्यात्. This is the stanza, and this stanza is in Vasanta Tilakam. What is the meaning? The meaning is the first Navamsha of a movable sign, middle Navamsha of a fixed sign, and last Navamsha of a dual sign is considered as a Vargottama Amsha or Vargottama Amsha, or the planet is considered to be Vargottama. And Vargottama Amshas, when the planet is in Vargottama Amsha, it gives beneficial results. Then the next part of the stanza is Leo, Taurus, Aries, Virgo, Sagittarius, Libra, and Aquarius are the Trikorna signs from the Sun to Saturn. So, for all the planets from Sun to Saturn, this is the list of Trikorna, or what we nowadays call as Mula Trikorna signs. That's what the stanza tells us. Now let's see the padas. So Vargottamaha means Vargottama. Chara is movable. Grahadeshu, Graha means the house, and Adishu means others. Purva means beginning. Madhya, middle. Paryantaha means the last or the end. Sushubhadaha means very beneficial. Navabhaga, 9 parts or Navamsha. Saudnya means term. Then the next part, Simbo, Leo, Vrusha, Taurus, Prathama, first sign, that is Aries, Shashta, sixth sign, that is Virgo, Hayanga means, Haya means horse, and Anga means body. The sign who has horse as his body, that is Sagittarius, Tauli, Libra, Kumbha, Aquarius, Trikona, the trine, Bhavanani means the houses or signs. Bhavanti becomes Suryat from sun onwards. That's exactly what these padas mean. Now, based on this, let's understand what the commentators talk about all these things. Now, what are the actual things that the commentators are talking? The commentators are actually explaining the Vargottama and the other things. So what are those? Like we learned, the first Navamsha of the movable signs are the Vargottama Navamshas. The middle Navamsha of the fixed signs is the Vargottama Navamsha, and for dual signs the last Navamsha is the Vargottama Navamsha. So what does it actually mean? What it means is, if the planet is in the same sign and if it is in the same Navamsha sign or Navamsha sign, then it is considered to be a Vargottama planet. Now, what is the meaning of this? What does it mean, and what happens if a person is born in Vargottamamsha? So, like it is said, Vargottamamsha is considered to be Sushubhadaha. It gives beneficial results to the native. And then, what does that also mean? If the moon is in Vargottamamsha, then it is considered to give full results. If it is in own sign, then it is considered to give medium results. and if it is in other signs, then it is considered to give minimum results based on the sign of the moon. Now, what are the other results of Vargottama? It is said that if the person is born in Vargottama, then he or she becomes the head of the organization or of the team. That is another. So, if we want to understand Sushubhadaha, then when we convert that, it is said that it is a just being born in Vargottama is a very simple Raja Yoga. A person becomes the head of the organization, or the person becomes the head of the team. That is what is the meaning of or the result of Vargottama. Now here in this particular stanza, there is one more term which is used, is called Navabhaga Saudhnya. Interestingly, this particular term was also used before when Varamira explained us the Shadvargas, and that's why some of the commentators say that it is not only for Navamamsha but for any of the Shadvargas. If the planet is in the same sign and same Varga, or in the same sign in a particular Varga out of Shadvargas, then the planet shall be considered as Vargottamansha. However, some commentators take the middle view and they say that this applies to Navamamsha as well as Dwadashamsha. So for Dwadashamsha, if we want to refer, then in Dwadashamsha, the first Dwadashamsha of all the signs becomes the Vargottamansha. So if the planet is in the first Dwadashamsha, or if the ascendant is in the first Dwadashamsha, the moon is in the first Dwadashamsha, then it is considered to be in Vargottamansha. And that's why the commentators say that when the planet is in Vargottama Dwadashamsha, even then it is Sushubhadaha, or it actually gives beneficial results. It leads to the results are the person would be the leader of an organization or of a team. This is very interesting observation, because many a times when the planets are in early degrees, people call them as Bala, and but they are in early degrees. Even I have seen many political leaders when their sun or the moon or ascendant in early degrees or first Dwadashamshas, the scale of the native's horoscope changes, and that's why this observation of Dwadashamsha is very important. If the planet is in Vargottama Dwadashamsha, if the ascendant is in Vargottama Dwadashamsha, or moon is in Vargottama Dwadashamsha, the scale of the, like Navamsha, the scale of the horoscope certainly changes. I would request you to observe this and also share your feedback about the same. So this is about the first part of the stanza. Now, what would be the next part of the stanza? The next part of the stanza is about Mula Trikona or Trikona signs. And what does it talk about? It says, naturally, the Mula Trikona signs of all the planets from Sun onwards. For example, for Sun, it is Leo. For Moon, now it's very interesting. For some planets, their Mula Trikona signs and exaltation signs are same, and there we need a special classification or division of that particular sign. And due to that, for Moon, the Taurus up to 3 degrees shall be considered as in exaltation, and from 3 degrees onwards it shall be considered as it is in the Mula Trikona sign. If the moon is up to 3 degrees, then it is exalted, and after 3 degrees it is in Mula Trikona sign. For Mars, Aries is the Mula Trikona sign. For Mercury, again the same challenge. Virgo is Mercury's own sign, exaltation sign, and Mula Trikona sign. So Mula Trikona sign, if Mercury is from 15 degrees onwards, then it is considered to be Mula Trikona. If it is in first 15 degrees, then it is considered to be in exaltation. For other planets, this is not a question. So for Jupiter, Sagittarius is the Mula Trikona sign. For Venus, Libra is the Mula Trikona sign. For Saturn, Aquarius is the Mula Trikona sign. Some of the texts like Saravali give the degrees in each planet for in each sign. A part of it is in Mula Trikona and a part of it is in own sign or own house. However, Varamira doesn't seem to take that particular approach. He probably will, because he hasn't mentioned it, so he probably believes that the entire sign is a Mula Trikona sign, and wherever there is a question of exaltation, we will have to consider the degree of exaltation. Like for Moon it is 3 degrees, and for Mercury it is 15th degree, and anything before that shall be considered as exaltation, and after that shall be considered as Mula Trikona. There is no specific mention about a part of the sign to be own sign and part of the sign to be Mula Trikona sign. This particular approach, like part of the sign is own sign and part of the sign is Mula Trikona sign, is taken by Saravali, but Varamira doesn't seem to have taken that particular approach. So this is about Varagottamamsha and Mula Trikona sign. Next time, in the next video, we will discuss the 15th stanza. Till then, Namaskar.